What's up, good people of YouTube? And shout out to everybody listening in on Facebook. I wanted to come in and do a recap on JAVION MAGEE. So we talked about JAVION earlier, and if you did not catch that live stream, please do, because it was a lot of details in that. But I've been thinking about JAVION and some of the things that puzzled me, I'm going to cover right now. I got a few minutes. And let me know what you think about this. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. Hit that thumbs up and set all notifications so you know every time we go live over here. Welcome to Make This Go Viral Crime Podcast. So some of the things, okay, so what you're looking at right now is that I zoomed in on Javion's truck. I zoomed in on his truck to see if we can see someone standing there asking him for money. So there was a confusing part in the last video that I did because in the article it says that Javion gave a homeless man $228 after he left the store. They said the surveillance cameras captured Javion giving his money to the homeless person at the entrance of the store, right? But they also said that he had left Walmart. So now I was confused on, was he at Walmart still when he allegedly handed this homeless man money? Because the way that it read, they said that he walked to his truck, but they caught this on him giving the money at the front entrance. How? That doesn't make sense. He clearly walked to the back of the lot to get to that truck. Now, he did sit there for a minute. So what I zoomed in, what I'm looking at here, what you're looking at here is Javion walking to his truck. Wait a minute, let me make sure I got the right one put up. So Javion, that should be zeroed in. Yep, this is the one. He's walking to his truck. So what I'm looking at here, you can see the mirror right there on the truck, and then there's another mirror. The door opens. You can tell because that mirror moves. See that? The door just got open. Javion is inside the truck. He has on a white t-shirt. You can see him moving around in there. But what I did not see is that door open again. They said that like it would have been here if it was at Walmart. But if it was at T&R, we don't have that footage. So I'm not sure because it's confusing. I'm not sure where this homeless transaction happened of $228. The other thing I wanted to recap on, so that was supposed to happen at 6:22 p.m., right? It says before he left the lot. We see him sitting there. So then he goes to the hotel after that at 6:35 p.m. So what I'm looking at now is 6:52 when Javion goes to T&R. Javion is now, okay, so we see that. We moving on to T&R. Let me pull that up. They said Javion sat in his car, and there's the rope also that he purchased. They said he sat in his car after he left the hotel. He left the hotel at 6:35 p.m. Or he gets to the hotel at 6:35 p.m. and a minute later he walks out, he leaves. Then he's tracked again at 5 or 6:52 p.m. They said he's at T&R walking towards the line in this area. So he's seen walking towards the line, right? The wood line. He goes back and sit in his truck at 7 p.m. They said he sits in his truck is idle, he's just chilling, right? They said at 7:30 p.m., Javion walks to the wood line and he's never seen again. Now, once he crosses that fence, you can't see him. Now, what was his time of death? We don't know yet. His time of death is very important because we know that that 911 call came in at 10 a.m. So what they're telling us here is that from 7:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning, Javion's Body stood out there and nobody seen it. We already seen the area and we know that this is a busy street. Vanco Mill Road is a busy street. So they're telling us that Javion's body sat there for 15 hours unnoticed. Are they telling us that? Over like 15 hours, he would have had to be sitting here. Now y'all see this lot. And also there's a little house or a little shack of some sort sitting there. Could somebody have put him in that building, did that area, did something to him and drug him back there? Because what the heck was he doing? It's still daylight at 7:30 p.m. So I would say even from like it don't get dark till like 9:30ish, 9 somewhere around there. It's starting to, the time is about to be changing soon. So it's, but not yet. So from 7:30 p.m. to 10 in the morning, he just sat there. Nobody seen him. And then when a 911 call comes in, you already know how, if you watch my last video, how I feel about the 911 call. I'm not going to play it here, but if you did not see it, please check out my last video. The guy didn't care. And we found out that the person who called 911 is the owner of TNR where he was last seen. So what we're looking at here is the homeless man would be the last person, the last known person to see Javion alive, right? That was the last, that, as a matter of fact, the homeless person is the only person that they told us Javion talked to. Out of everywhere that he went, they never told us he spoke to anybody. And so it's not that much time from he encountered allegedly this homeless person at 6:22 p.m. And by 7:30, nobody's seen him again. So and then we also seen Javion pay for everything with a credit card. We can't tell if anybody okay, so we know that they got they're tracking Javion by his they're tracking Javion by his GPS on his truck. But could Javion had gotten in a car with somebody else and went elsewhere? Because where the hell was he at from 7:30 p.m. to 10 in the morning? What time is his death? That's a very important piece of information that we need to know. What time was his time of death? Because I don't believe. See, they telling us at 7:30 he wasn't seen again. Ain't that much smoking in the world? Because we trying to figure out what would make Javion even go on the other side of that fence. What made him think that that was a good area to go in? Oh, I do not want to play that video because it's crazy to me. But I'm looking through some pictures here. So there's Javion. Okay, we talked about the evidence that the things that they found out of his truck, his possessions. I hope I didn't delete that. I think I did. This is the front of TNR. And then here's the distance from Walmart to TNR. So like I talked about this earlier, that he stayed around the area that he was making his deliveries in. He obviously felt safe there. But he was here. See, he parked here earlier and he left because he didn't want to stay there, but he ended up coming back. The other thing that I was like, how did they not have any rooms available on a Tuesday at the hotel? No rooms? Like, excuse me, I really felt like that was very, very odd. Shout out to my Renaissance grandma. Thank you for coming in. You up late, or should I say early? But so where did the $200 come from? Did Javion go to the bank and get this $228? Because when he was in Walmart, we seen Javion pay with a credit card. And I think that is odd for a truck driver. This is his first time, according to the article that I read. This was Javion's first time as a truck driver. First time taking a load somewhere since he got his license. That really blew me away. So could somebody at this 7:30 when we don't see him no more, could he have been with somebody else? They couldn't track him. Now, when he left his truck at 7:30, he did not have his phone. He did not have his phone, and he did not have his wallet. Therefore, they had no tracking on Javion to say where he was at for over 15 hours. I believe he was placed there. And I know for a fact that he didn't do this. You know why? Because they told us, the 911 caller told us he was sitting there, but the details told us that not only was he sitting there, but the wrapper of this in his hand, this rope was there. And that's how they identified him. But his now tell me this. Who leaves their phone in a truck? You somewhere you ain't never been. You don't know anybody. Why would he leave his phone? I believe something happened between that time. He was untrackable. His truck was parked there. He was with somebody else. I don't know if he met somebody else or he was lured or forced with somebody else. And just because he don't have defensive wounds on his hands, that means absolutely nothing. Somebody could have put something on his hands, or they could have held him down. Hell, it could have been more than one person. He didn't have a chance to fight. Okay. But one thing we do know is he had hemorrhaging around his neck, and his family said that it was broken. So something happened, and somebody did it. So because we have 15 lost hours, where was he at? That's where the investigation need to happen at. Where was he at? Where did Javion go when he left his truck for the last time after sitting there for 30 minutes? He sat there for a whole 30 minutes idle, and then he got out of his truck. What prompted him? What prompted him to leave his phone? Nobody does that. Even though we don't see his phone right here in his hand, it could be in his pocket. Where's that necklace? That necklace is not in the evidence, y'all. And I'm going to try to pull that back up because for whatever reason, I deleted that. So let's pull that back up. If I can find it quick enough. Oh my God. Oh, I think we getting a little close to it. Yep, here it is right here. And also, I want to show y'all something that I pointed out. I talked about earlier today. I was very irritated because I said that they never want to admit when it's something like this. If you want to get away with something, you could do this, and they ain't gonna rule on it. Oh, let's do the first of all, y'all. The reason why I want y'all to know that he was placed there and he was posed because they said when they found him, let me see, get this right. They said his left foot was over his right foot. So like, or if one of his feet, his legs was crossed, y'all. They said his legs was straight out and crossed. Now, tell me this, answer me this. If you was gonna take yourself out and you had the rope, it was 11 times, right? How the hell do you do that without moving your legs? How do you pass away? Like, and I ain't never seen nobody in real life pass away, but I know, like, in the movies they kind of like season and stuff like that. Like, how did he keep his legs straight and crossed if he did this to himself? How? Because your body is naturally gonna fight. Your body is naturally gonna try to save itself. You're naturally gonna move around. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody else did it, you're going to be moving around too. And what's going to be moving the most is your legs and your feet because you can't, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You're going to be kicking. You're gonna be kicking. But they told us his body was crossed and his phone was in his car. That is evidence. Now, they said that he had walked to that line first, right? With something in his hand. So I thought, well, maybe he was doing a good deed for somebody and he went and bought that rope for someone. So if we are to believe what they said, then that means that whatever he would have in his hand, which they didn't say, if it was a rope, they could have clearly seen that, but they didn't tell us, right? So let's just assume that was the rope because they said the first time he had something in his hand, and when he walked back, he didn't, right? So let's assume he it was a rope. He threw it over there because he gonna come back later, or either he handed some to somebody, and it could have been another trucker who knew it wasn't no cameras over there, and they decided, you know what, we gonna take him out, whatever, whatnot. So whatever happened, it was from, I believe, from 6:22 p.m. when he encountered the homeless guy. That is the only person they told us that Javion came in contact with. That's the only person. Another thing I wondered is how did they find the homeless guy? Let's pull up that footage again in the parking lot of Walmart. We did not see. I captured this. This is Javion walking to his car. We don't see nobody right there. So was the homeless guy at Walmart, or was the homeless encounter at Walmart, or was it at T&R? Because if it was at T&R and he handed somebody $228, they would think that he have more money and they would possibly want to rob him. These people, if this person is homeless, like, it don't make sense. $228 you hand a homeless person and then say, "Oh, I don't know how much it is, and if I had more, I would give it to you." That's a lot of money. So how many bills was it? It's just I got questions. I got questions. So let me pull up something else. Let me just go through everything that I have here. $228 handed to a homeless guy. So let's look at this list again. Let me move the video. Please smack that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I just had a few minutes and I wanted to come in and talk about this. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification. Javion deserved to live, man. And this right here is just ludicrous. I know that it seems that they wanted this investigation to be over before it was really investigated because the 911 caller said this man did it to himself. Oh, I got a guy here. He did this to himself like 3 or 4 times. Like, and they just, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. What don't make sense is everything. But for 220, I want to know. Drop down in the comments. Let me know how many times you handed somebody, to a homeless person, $228 when you're on the road. You need, you're needing the money. You needing hotels. He was on his way to Texas with his cousins. He would have needed that money, right? But apparently he had a great heart. They wanted to convince us that he did this to himself, yet we see him walking into the Walmart very happy. I took that video out too, but we see him walking into the Walmart, throwing up the rope and just not having a care in the world. I didn't see anything wrong with that footage. I seen a happy person. But I'm telling you, like, it really took me out to know that this was his first time on the road, y'all. I just could not believe it. So give me 1 second because I'm putting that Walmart footage back in here too. The full one. Wait a minute. Oh, I do got it in here. What am I doing? Okay. So that is the full footage that they released. Him walking out into the parking lot, the whole nine. And another thing, the necklace is not on the evidence list, and neither is a cell phone. So that was another thing I wanted to pull back up or pull up. I did it in my last video, and again, y'all check out the last video. Lots of details. I can't go back over that stuff. Um, but here's the list. So on this list, they have the wallet, and I already told y'all they identified him by the package on here. They identify him by the package. They went to Walmart to find out who purchased that. Everything you buy has a serial number on it that gets scanned. And so that's how they found out it was Javion. When they went to his truck, allegedly, his phone and his wallet was in there, and then they called his father. So when you look on this list, the one thing that was weird about this to me, pulled hair. Where was his hair pulled at? Where did they find that at? Was it in his truck or was it out there where he was at? Was it in his pocket? Whose hair was it? Did they do DNA on that? Did they question the homeless person? Obviously, they talked to the homeless person, but did they question the homeless person? Because that was the last person that seen Javion alive. Where is his phone at on this evidence list? Do y'all see where it says possessions? They got one possession. What does that mean? And then I just wondered the ligature marks on there as possessions. That's weird. So I was confused about that, but I don't see his phone or his necklace. Yet we see a necklace on his neck. Hold on, let me show y'all. There was a necklace on his neck. Where is that at? And it also looked like this necklace might have a charm on the end also, because I can see his shirt is out a little bit right there where a charm would be at. Where was that necklace? Hmm? That don't make sense. But this is what I was talking about earlier, right before I got pissed. They used to do stuff like that. They don't want to admit this, y'all. It used to be a thing, though, right? It used to be a thing. But in America today, they don't want to admit it. So people know that they can stage these things and they can make it look one way. And they know that they not going to even investigate. That's what they know. But what I want to know, from 7:30 p.m., when they said Javion walked to that wood line again, and he was never seen again until they found him at 10 a.m. when that guy was about to cut the grass. Where was Javion at for 15 hours? Who was he with? It's untracked because he did not have his phone, and that was on purpose. If you was gonna walk away from your truck, which now they said that his truck was parked, like, I think I heard the sheriff say 30 feet or something, because they said his truck was parked in the front of TNR, up towards the front. But he, for whatever reason, walked back here. He crossed that line and he walked back there without his phone. And nobody's seen him again for over 15 hours. That's when everything happened. Who was he with? Somebody know. And then y'all know that we showed the footage. So allegedly, I mean, he's parked up front somewhere, but this is not the part where the trucks are at. The trucks must be like in the back of the building, obviously. And it's a lot of trailers back there, and it's like a dirt parking lot back there. Who did he hand that rope to? Who did he get that rope from? Did they track his ATM transactions? Where did this $228 come from? At what point did Javion take out $228? Did they check surveillance for that? Was the Walmart his last time using his card? I got questions. We want to know. But we want to know. Because this right here, it ain't adding up. We got 15 lost hours. And you know what? The other thing that's weird, the disguising of the 911 caller's voice. Why was his voice disguised? They said the 911 caller was the owner of TNR. Why did they disguise his voice? Why didn't they want to talk when Taylor went there to question them or just ask them simple questions about, what happened? They didn't want to talk about it. Was it anything redacted from that footage? And if they owned the property, which they did, where he was actually parked at, even though it was on the other side of the fence, who owns that white barn or building, shack? Who owns that? Because some cameras should be put over there. And so anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for listening in. I definitely got to get back to work. But we want to know what happened to Javion. We want to know if they tracked his ATM transactions and if Walmart was the last purchase that he made with that card. Why would Javion leave his phone in an unfamiliar area? Could it be this? And they just covering it up. Y'all see that flag hanging high? Do y'all see that? They don't want to admit that no more, but it used to be a thing. Picnic. Whew. When I think about it, it just pisses me off. But where's his necklace on here? Where's a cell phone on here? What's the one possession that they have listed there? Is this all that was in his truck? What's really going on? This don't make no sense. Somebody know what happened to JAVION MAGEE. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do. We cover all things crime over here. Make This Go Viral Crime Podcast. My name is Miss V. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, please smack that thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. But we want the people responsible.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
This is what we hoping because somebody did this and somebody knows something. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for sharing me.
What in the fuckity fuck kind of shit is this?
Wow.
What in...
Y'all have a great rest of the morning. Peace and love, y'all. We out. Have a good morning, my Renaissance grandma. Shout out to everybody in the building. Have a good night, y'all. Great day, morning, wherever you are. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, y'all. Shout out to the 33 people still in the building. Please smack that thumbs up.
Make this go higher, higher, higher.
Miss V out. Peace out, y'all.